Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to Perspective 360-degree series that is for your answer writing practice, and in today's session I will be taking your Perspective 360-degree series. Okay, so from now onwards on Monday I will be taking your Perspective 360-degree series to discuss with you the important finance current affairs and to discuss with you the answer writing of the important finance current affairs and the topics that are in news recently. And on Tuesday, on Wednesday and Friday, Jaskaran sir will be taking the sessions of Perspective 360-degree to continue with the sessions. Okay. Now in today's session, this is the Perspective 360-degree session for your answer writing, and in this session we will be discussing the answer in regards to your major innovations in UPI. You can understand that UPI, it is the biggest success in India in terms of fintech innovation, and there is continuous innovation that is happening in the UPI domain. The UPI One World, the UPI Autopay, the UPI Circle, UPI Lite, various innovations are happening in the domain of UPI. So if a question comes on this innovation in UPI, so how you can answer the question, that we are going to discuss in today's session. And in this session you will also get to know various different innovations in UPI that will help you in your descriptive and objective part of the examination. Okay, give me a thumbs up if I'm clearly audible and visible. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible, so do not worry about it. Jaskaran sir will be taking the session on Wednesday and Friday. I will only be taking the session on Monday. Okay, only on Monday, only on the Perspective 360-degree on Monday I will be taking the session, and on Wednesday and Friday your Perspective 360-degree session will be continued by Jaskaran sir. Okay, so now before starting with the topic for today, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap so that you continue getting the relevant videos, and do join our Telegram channel where you will get the PDF of the session, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. So let's start with the session. So why we are discussing about the innovations in UPI? Why is it so important? Because the UPI innovations, they have continuously been in news. The UPI Circle, you can see, the UPI Lite, the UPI Autopay, the NRIs that can use the UPI, the UPI One World, and the UPI for the NRIs, the international travel and such. So the UPI has been in news recently in the past few months, and the features and the innovations of UPI have been in news, and that's why this become a very hot topic from which a question can come. And you can understand that UPI is always a favorite topic for RBI to ask the questions in the descriptive and objective part of the examination. Okay, so today we will have the detailed understanding, as well as today we will understand that how you can write the answer if a question comes on the innovation of UPI. So let's get started without any delay. So the expected question is this. Read the question carefully. So you can read the question carefully. First of all, so the UPI has emerged as a critical pillar of India's fintech landscape, and this is one of the biggest success in the India's fintech landscape. Discuss the distinct yet complementary features of the UPI payment system, such as UPI Circle, UPI Lite, etc., with their benefits to address the gaps in accessibility, ease of transaction, speed, and transaction diversity. So here you have to discuss the features of UPI, such as the UPI Circle, UPI Lite, with their benefits. So you have to discuss it with the benefits. Okay, so we will discuss the features of UPI. We will discuss all these features and various different features we are going to discuss with the benefits also. So this question has the word limit of 600 words, that is the question is of 15 marks. So here we are going to discuss the 6 most important or the 6 very important features of the UPI, so that you have the relevant material and enough material to write the answers in the 600 words. Okay, so let's start with the UPI first. So Unified Payment Interface, this is a system that powers multiple bank accounts. So in a single mobile application you can access multiple of your bank accounts. Like I have a bank account in, let's say, State Bank of India. I have a bank account in Bank of Baroda. I have a bank account in the ICICI Bank. So I can access all the bank accounts through a single mobile application, let's say Google Pay or Phone Pay or Bheem. So this is the UPI. This is a system that power multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application, merging several banking features. Like you can do the transaction through your mobile application through the Google Pay, Phone Pay. You can also see the bank statement, or you can see the like the funds that you have or the bank balance that you have. You can also see the transaction history. Okay, seamless fund routing, so you can continuously do the transactions. The peer-to-peer, person-to-person transactions can happen, as well as the person-to-merchant transactions can also happen. So UPI, this is a system that powers multiple bank accounts into a single mobile application. Okay, now it was launched in 2016. So the National Payment Corporation of India, it conducted a pilot launch with 21 member banks. So initially there were 21 member banks that started the UPI, that started with the UPI system, and the pilot launch was on 11th April 2016, and this pilot launch was done by Dr. Raghuram Rajan, Governor of the Reserve Bank of India of that time. Okay, so banks started to upload their UPI enabled apps. So banks also has their own apps that is UPI enabled. So on the Google Play Store, you can access, or you were able to access the bank's applications with the UPI feature. Okay, now how is it unique? How the UPI is unique? If a question comes on UPI, how can you show the uniqueness of UPI? So first of all, these are some of the uniqueness that we are going to discuss. Okay, so first of all, round the clock accessibility. Even if you even at 2 a.m. you are going to the store, 24/7 store, and you want to purchase anything, you can pay through your UPI system. You can pay through your mobile application that has the access of the UPI. So you can understand that round the clock accessibility is provided in the UPI system, and you can make the payments, you can do the payments 24/7, 365 days. Unified banking access, you can access multiple bank accounts through a single mobile application. Seamless and secure payments, so there is the secure payments that happen, that is there is two-factor authentication. There PIN has to be PIN has to be given, and then you can do the payment, so it is quite secure, as well as there is the real-time transactions that happen under the UPI. Next is enhanced privacy, uses a virtual address. So what happens that, let's say if you are doing the bank transaction, so your bank details are transferred, or your IFSC details are required, or let's say your account details are required. But in the case of UPI, your bank details are not going to some other person. Only your UPI ID, that is a virtual address, only that is going to the other person, right? So this is the idea. Okay, so uses a virtual address for transactions, eliminating the need to share the sensitive details like your bank account and such. QR code integration, so through the QR code the payments can happen in the real time in a very fast manner. Cash on delivery alternative, so instead of carrying cash with yourself, you can carry your mobile phone that you usually carry, and you can make the payments through the UPI system. Merchant and in-app payments, so if you are going to a store, you can do the payments to the merchant, as well as if you are buying something on Amazon, if you are buying something on Flipkart, if you are buying something on Blinkit, any application you are using to buy anything, you can make the payments through the UPI system. Okay, so it supports the payment for the merchants via a single application or directly within the apps also. Diverse payment options, so there are diverse, you can pay the bills, you can pay electricity bills, you can pay the bills that you want to pay. Over the counter transactions, that is in the stores also, you can do the payments, and scan it and pay features are also there. Flexibility in transactions, you can make various transactions, donations, collections, disbursements, and many more with ease. Customer support is also provided in the application. So these are the unique features of the UPI. At least 5 of the features you can keep in mind, so that whenever a question comes on UPI, you are able to write the 5 features, or you are able to write the key terminologies. Like the key terminology is the round the clock accessibility, unified banking access, seamless, and the secure payments. So these terminologies, when you write in your answer, it looks very nice, right? So now coming to the next point, so let's see some data points also. So first of all, UPI has not only made the financial transaction fast, secure, and effortless, but also empowered the individuals, small businesses, merchants, driving the country's shift towards a cashless economy. So the Reserve Bank of India as well as the Government of India, they promote and they want the economy to go towards the cashless economy, where we use less and less of the cash. Okay, because in the cash there is a lot of problems that can come, it is very hard to track, and there can be the money laundering that can happen and such. So but when it comes to the cashless economy, it is more transparent, okay, and such. So UPI, the government and the RBI, they are promoting the cashless economy in the country. In 2024, the UPI processed around 172 billion transactions, marking a 46% increase from the 117.64 billion transactions that happened in 2023. So this is a data point that you can keep in mind, because the data, it is current financial year or current year is 2025. So we have the previous data that you can remember from the examination point of view. Okay, so you can see that there is a 46% increase that has happened in the transactions processed through the UPI and from the 2023 to 2024. Okay, this rise underscores a broader cultural shift that is towards the financial inclusivity and with UPI being a central pillar. So this is the idea. Now see, the monthly data is available if you go to the Google and you type UPI data, UPI transaction or UPI volume data. So this data come for the month. Like in the NPCI website, this data come for month. Like you will get the data for March 2025, April 2025, May 2025 data is not out right now. It might be out in the next month. So before the examination, you can check the UPI volume data. So you can see that in April 2025, number of banks that were live on UPI were 668 and volume in millions was 17,893.42, while value. So volume is the number of transactions that is happening. Let's say you and me are doing 2 transactions. I am giving you like twice, I am giving you the money 2 times. While the value of transaction means that, let's say on the first time I am giving you 50,000 rupees and on the second time I am giving you 5,000 rupees. Okay, so this is the value of transaction, that is in total 55,000. So volume of transaction, number of transactions, we can say. Value means the actual value of transaction that has happened. Okay, any confusion till now? Now coming to the UPI features. Now we are coming to the UPI innovations, we can say. So we will discuss about the UPI Lite, UPI Circle and various important features we are going to discuss in today's session. Any confusion anyone has till now? See, I have brought some, like I have brought the points also, so that this PPT will help you to have these points about the UPI, about the data point for the UPI and about the features of UPI. So you will not have to go to different places to search for the words, to search for the lines to write in your answer. This is provided to you so that you have the words and you have the statements that you can write in your answer. Okay, so that's why I have brought everything in written form, so that you have the material for your examination perspective. So all clear? Okay, now based on current data, analysis and projections. So this is the NPCI, it released this like booklet kind of thing, where the NPCI informed about the UPI Lite, though the booklet is a little older, but you can see that UPI Lite, based on the current data, analysis and projections, it is estimated that a major part of the future digital payment transactions will be low value transactions, and that's why the NPCI, it focused on the low value transactions to make the low value transactions easier and faster. Okay, so to accommodate this scaling up, to accommodate the increase that is going to come in the low value transactions in the future, to accommodate that and to reduce the load on the bank infrastructure, the UPI Lite feature was launched in September 2022. So try to understand this UPI Lite feature, that let's say you have a bank account and let's say you want to like you are going to a vegetable seller and you have to give rupees 50. You are going to a fruit seller, you are giving rupees 20. You are going to a kirana store and you are giving rupees 500. You are going to, let's say, another vendor, beauty parlor or shoemaker or somewhat, and you are giving 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 40 rupees and what. So these are the low value transactions that are happening. These are the low value transactions that are happening, and again from the bank account you are taking out the money, and the from the bank account, like the bank will have to show these transactions in your passbook. Okay, whenever you print your passbook, these transactions will be shown in your passbook, and these will be recorded in the bank also, because the transaction is happening through the bank account. So it was creating a lot of transaction details for the core banking solution on the bank account, like on the bank core banking solution. So bank has a core banking solution through which the whole process of transaction is completed. So it was creating a lot of transaction details. It was creating a lot of pressure on the core banking solution of the bank account, especially these small value transactions that we do. We even send 10 rupees, 15 rupees, because let's say we go to drink tea and we are transferring 15 rupees. That also we do through the UPI. So it was creating a lot of pressure on the bank, and it was creating a lot of pressure on the core banking solution of the bank, on the system of the bank, we can say. Now it was realized by the NPCI that in the future the low value transactions are going to increase. So what we can do? So NPCI launched the UPI Lite. Now what you can do, from your bank account you will transfer, let's say 2000 rupees or let's say 3000 rupees in the UPI Lite. Okay, so you have from your bank account you have transferred 3000 rupees to UPI Lite. Now through the UPI Lite, that is a feature that is available in Google Pay. This is a feature that is available in various mobile applications. So you can transfer, let's say, 3000 rupees to your UPI Lite, and from this UPI Lite you can, it is like a wallet now. It is like a wallet now. So through this UPI Lite, now you are transferring the money to the tea vendor, to the fruit vendor, to the vegetable vendor, to the kirana store, to the parlor shop, and whichever shop you want to transfer the money to. Okay, so what is happening that these transactions will not be recorded in the bank, because from the bank only one transaction has happened, that is of rupees 3000. Now the transactions that are happening through the UPI Lite system, and the transactions are noted under the UPI Lite, okay, feature. And you do not, what is the benefit in the UPI Lite, that you do not even have to put PIN for your transactions when you are doing the transactions of small value. So this has made the UPI Lite even faster than the normal payment system of UPI. And you can do the small value transactions through the UPI Lite. It will not fill up your passbook. Only one transaction will be shown, that okay, from the bank account the money was transferred to the UPI Lite. From the UPI Lite, then you can transfer the money and you can do the transactions of the small value. So this is the feature that I hope is very much clear. So it was launched in September 2022. So the UPI Lite experience, it is intended to be customer friendly approach to enable low value transactions without utilizing the bank's core banking system, without utilizing the bank's core banking solution. Again and again, the bank account, it is like information is sent to the bank account that the person wants 15 rupees, person is transacting 15 rupees to another bank or to another account, to this QR code. The person is sending 25 rupees, 30 rupees, 40 rupees to the bank account. So again and again the bank has to process that. So rather than that, now what is happening, that through the UPI Lite, the money is getting stored in the UPI Lite, okay, and the balance limit of the UPI Lite is 5000 rupees. That was increased recently. So before, the balance limit of UPI Lite was 2000, that was increased to 5000, and the per transaction limit was increased from 500 to 1000. So now the balance limit in UPI Lite is 5000 and the per transaction limit is 1000. So this is the basic idea. I hope this is clear. Now, what are the benefits of UPI Lite? You can understand it has improved the success rate of UPI transactions. Now through the UPI Lite, the transaction is happening, and that also you do not have to put the PIN when you are transacting through the UPI Lite. Less infrastructure load on the remitter bank core banking solution or core banking system. So it will not put infrastructure load on the banks. Uncluttered passbook for the users. Only one transaction will be shown, that okay, from the bank account you have transferred the money to the UPI Lite. Then you can go to the UPI Lite feature where the transactions will be shown to you, that where you have done the transaction. Okay, so rather than 15 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 10 rupees, rather than so many of the numbers being shown in the passbook that clutters your passbook, rather than that, now only one transaction will be shown from bank account to UPI Lite. One click single factor authentication for UPI transactions. No PIN is required for the UPI Lite transactions. Okay, this is the idea. Now coming to the UPI circle that we have discussed just a few days ago in our Finance 360 session. So here UPI circle is a solution where the payer, see, let's say you have a UPI account, okay, and you have your sibling, that is a younger sibling, okay, and you want to provide the access to your UPI account to your younger sibling. So you are the primary account holder and you are the primary person, and you can provide the access to your UPI account to the secondary person. Okay, so the partial delegation of your UPI account can happen, or the full delegation of your UPI account can happen. In the partial delegation, the secondary user can initiate the transaction, but you will have to put the PIN to approve the transaction. In the full delegation, the secondary user that is using your UPI account, your sibling that is using your UPI account, or your mother that is using your UPI account that you have approved. So secondary user can, in the full delegation, can initiate the transaction and can complete the transaction also. But in the full delegation, the monthly limit is 15,000. Okay, that is the idea. So I hope this is clear that if you have the UPI account, you are the primary user and you can delegate the usage of the UPI account to the secondary user that can use the UPI account of yours as a in the form of partial delegation or full delegation. In the partial delegation, the secondary user can initiate the transaction, but you will have to, the primary user will have to put the PIN to complete the transaction. Okay, in the full delegation, the person can initiate, secondary user can initiate as well as complete the transaction. But the monthly limit is 15,000 here. Okay, so UPI Circle is a solution where a payer can extend the authorization to transact from their UPI account to an individual with required limits. Okay, it enables a secondary user to perform transactions from the UPI account of the primary user. So the main benefits of the UPI Circle is that UPI usage, this has broadened the UPI usage, because let's say that you have kids at your home and they do not have the UPI, or they do not have, let's say they do not have the bank account that is connected to the UPI, but you want them to access the money for buying their books, for buying their notebooks, for buying the like day-to-day needs if they have. So they can access the UPI account of yours. Okay, and you can put the limits, like 15,000 is the monthly maximum limit. You can put the limit of 1,000 only, that this is your pocket money and such. And you can also track that, okay, where the money is going, in which stores the money is going. You can track that also. So you will have the full access, because if you are giving 1,000 rupees to your kid, you will not know that where the kid is spending the money. But now if you are providing the access to UPI account within the monthly limit of 1,000 rupees, so then you will also be able to see that where the transactions have been made. So this has broadened the UPI usage across different demographics, across the different population group, providing financial access to those without bank accounts also, and offering supervised spending for those who need it, like your kids. Okay, so this is the idea. Clear? Any confusion here, anyone? Okay, so in the case of partial delegation, the UPI limits, the limits that are on the UPI, that is the same limit for partial delegation. But in the full delegation, the monthly maximum limit is 15,000. But see, in the full delegation, the maximum monthly limit is 15,000 as per the application, but you can have your own limits. You can set the limit as 1,000, or you can set the limit as 2,000. And the primary user, one primary user can have 5 secondary users. Let's say you have 2 kids, and let's say you want to give you the access of your UPI account to your parents also. So you can give, the primary user can give the access of their UPI account to 5 secondary users. Okay, and they can set, in the case of full delegation, where the initiation and completion of the payment can be done by the secondary user. In this case, you can even, like, the monthly limit can be set as low as 1,000, 2,000, but the maximum monthly limit is 15,000. This is the idea. Okay, so now coming to the next one, UPI tap and pay. Like, you scan the QR code and then you pay. So instead of scanning the QR code, now there is the tap and pay. Like, you must have seen the cards, the credit cards or the debit cards. They have a Wi-Fi like logo, and then you can just tap on the POS machine, on the point of sale machine, and then you have to put the pin and the transaction is made. Okay, so rather than swapping your card through the POS machine, now there is also the tap facility. And I have gone to many of the stores, and if I give the card, they always ask that, ma'am, is the tap facility, is it available on the card? So I always say, no, my card is simple card, like you have to swap it. So it is so easy to tap, just tap your card and like the transaction can be made. So similarly, the facility is now provided on the UPI system also if the device has a near field communication. So UPI tap and pay, like the transaction can be made through the tap and pay. Okay, so UPI tap and pay, this was launched in September 2023. Tap and pay is an additional mode of UPI payment similar to scan and pay to contacts, etc. So tap and pay, just near field communication is required in the devices, and then you can just tap your device and the payment can be made with the UPI, like you have to put the pin also. Okay, now this is very convenient. Users simply tap their near field communication enabled phone on a compatible terminal, and they can have, like, they can do the payment in a fast manner. This is especially helpful in the crowded places, in the public transport or busy retail counters. Great for people of all ages, like especially the elderly people that like they always take, like they require time to open the scanner and such, so they can just tap and pay. It also ensures that it is also very speedy. Okay, so this is the idea. Next is UPI auto pay. Any confusion anyone has till now? So we have only 2 more features to go after UPI auto pay, and then we will discuss the answer. Okay, so NPCI has launched the functionality of the auto pay for recurring payments in July 2020. So the National Payment Corporation of India, it launched the functionality of auto pay for recurring payments, like let's say your Netflix. you have taken the subscription and you have to pay, like every month you have to make the payment. Or let's say for your SIP, you have to make the payment every month from your UPI. So like for your mutual funds SIP, you have to make payment every month. So the UPI autopay, it is a very good system that has been initiated in the UPI, and this was launched in July 2020. With this new facility introduced, customers can now enable recurring e-mandate, electronic mandate using any UPI application. So through your Google Pay also, through your Phone Pay also. If let's say you have to every week also, let's say you are doing the mutual fund systematic investment plan, and every week you want to like invest 1,000 rupees in a particular mutual fund, so you can have the autopay e-mandate, you can have the electronic mandate, and every week, every month, whatever like information you have provided in that form, the money will be deducted for your mutual fund, for your mobile bills, or for your electricity bills, for your EMI payments, or for your entertainment, OTT subscriptions and such. So this is a great facility, and just remember that when it was launched in July 2020, and this ensures that timely payments are happening and customized payments options are provided monthly, weekly, quarterly. So it can create mandate up to 15,000 and up to 1 lakh for certain merchant accounts, cashless way of transacting. So advantageous for the merchants also, because the immediate transfers happen as soon as the date comes, because people tend to forget. So let's say some month we are doing the payment on the right time, and some month we are forgetting and we are doing the delayed payment. So it is a problem for us also, it is the problem for the merchant also. So e-mandate, just at the correct time the payment will be made from the account. You will not have to worry about the payment, the merchant will also not have to worry about the payment, the merchant will get the timely payment. So it is beneficial for the merchant also. Next is RuPay credit card on UPI. Okay, so this was discussed a lot, it was quite in news recently also. So RuPay credit cards can now, and this is for the RuPay credit cards. RuPay is the indigenous card network of our country, right? So RuPay credit card now can be linked to the UPI ID, thus directly enabling safe and secure payment transactions through the credit card. Let's say that in your bank account, in your savings account, you do not have the money, so you have to do the transactions through your credit card. Now you do not have to carry the credit card everywhere, you can just connect your UPI system through the RuPay credit card, and through the UPI system you can do the transactions till the limit of the UPI. So customers will benefit from the ease and the increased opportunity to use their credit cards without taking, because I tend to forget to take my cards anywhere, I only carry my mobile phone, so it will be very easy for me to do the transactions. Okay, merchants will benefit from the increase in consumption by being part of the credit ecosystem with acceptance of credit cards. Basically try to understand that many of the merchants, they only have QR codes, they do not have the POS machine, especially the vegetable seller. Now let's say that in your savings account you do not have the money, but you have to give the money to Kirana store, or you have to give money to the vegetable shopkeeper, or you have to give money to the milk vendor. So you can just give the money through your UPI system that is connected with your RuPay credit card. Okay, so you can spend via credit card at merchants who do not have the point of sale machines, who do not have the machines that are used for the credit cards. Okay, there is no need to carry the credit card anymore. Card holders can use the credit cards on UPI to make payments without having to enter their full details. Like let's say you want to buy some product from Amazon, you want to buy a dress, or you want to buy shoes from the Amazon, and you have to pay through the credit card, because again, let's say your savings account, you do not have enough money in the savings account. Okay, so you have to make the payment through credit card, but you have to put the credit card details, you have to put the CVV, you have to put the details of the card. Instead of that, you can just transact through your UPI that is connected with the RuPay credit card. So it has made the things very easy for the customer. Okay, now UPI for NRIs. So I think this is the last point about the feature. So NPCI has now extended the UPI services to NRIs who hold NRE as well as NRO accounts. So non-resident external accounts. So let's say you are living in America, you are earning in America, but you are depositing your money and you are saving your money in an Indian bank. Okay, so you are sending your dollars to the Indian bank, and the dollars are converted into rupees, and that is stored in the Indian bank. This is non-resident external account. Now NRO, the non-resident ordinary account, in this what happens, that let's say that you are living in America, you are earning in America, but you have a property in India that you have put on rent. So you are earning rent in India in rupees, so that will be stored in the NRO, in the non-resident ordinary account. Okay, so this is the idea. So NPCI has now extended the UPI services that will be connected to the NRE as well as NRO accounts. So this expansion enables the NRIs to perform instant transactions from their smartphones through UPI linked to their international mobile number. So basically, let's say you have a NRE account. Now you are living in America. You have a NRE account in the Indian bank, or let's say you have a NRO account in the Indian bank. Now you can you are living in America, so you can connect your international mobile number with the NRE account as well as the NRO account, and this mobile number that is connected with the bank accounts, so that you can, using that mobile number, you can access the UPI. And you can use the UPI, you can make transactions through the UPI. So this is the idea, and you can send the money to your relatives that are living in India. You can send the money for the transactions that you are doing from India. Okay, so this is the basic idea, that the international mobile numbers can be connected to the NRE and NRO account, and using this international mobile number that is connected to your account, you can have access to the UPI features also. So non-resident Indians can enjoy a significantly faster money transfer process to India. Now if they, because UPI is used in India, so if they want to send the money to India, they can easily send it through the UPI system now that is connected to their NRE accounts or NRO accounts through their international mobile number. So this is the idea. Next is UPI One World. So for travelers that are visiting in India, the UPI One World is an ultimate solution for hassle-free and secure digital payments. So here you can see the UPI One World. So you just have to download any of these UPI One World application and you have to sign up. Then you have to do the KYC, know your customer process has to be followed, because of course the money laundering and such kind of activities should not be happening. So you should do the KYC, verify your passport and visa at the nearest located partner counter, and then you can load your One World wallet. So in your UPI One World, in the UPI One World, you will get the money, you will get the rupees. Okay, you can give your forex card, or you can give your credit card or debit card, and the money will be taken through that card, and the INR, the rupees, will be provided to you in the UPI One World. So this is the idea. The UPI One World is a wallet that is powered by the UPI system. Okay, you can transact seamlessly with the merchants, vendors in India through the UPI system. Then you will not have to carry the cash. Carrying cash is not required now. Handling multiple foreign exchange transactions is not required now. You have just transferred the money from your forex card or through the credit card or through the debit card. You have transferred the money and you have got the rupees in your UPI One World. Easy, safe and instant digital payments can happen. Track spend in transaction history. So whatever, like you can track your spending, that where I have spent what. So in the UPI One World, through that you are doing the transactions now. So in that you can track that where you have done the spending. Okay. So this is it. We have discussed about the different, UPI features. Now again we will see the question, and then I will ask you that what you can write as the answer. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, always whenever you see the question, first thing is to find the keywords, that what points or what sub questions are there in the question. So basically the first line is about UPI, that okay, UPI is a wonderful system that we know. Discuss the different yet complementary features of UPI payment system, such as UPI Circle, UPI Lite. So two of the features has been notified here, has been given here. So these two though you have to discuss with their benefits. So you have to discuss the features of UPI or the innovations of UPI and with their benefits, Okay, so 600 words. So let's say there are the 6 features that you have to discuss. So UPI Circle, UPI Lite, UPI Autopay, UPI One World. So we will discuss, we have discussed the 6 features. Now how the introduction can be made. What can be the introduction? So first, start from the UPI and then connect it with the innovations. Okay, so UPI has revolutionized India's digital payment landscape by enabling instant, interoperable and secure transactions. In 2024, UPI processed around 172 billion transactions, marking a 46% increase from the 2023. Okay, now as UPI continues to evolve, so okay, we have given a basic idea about UPI, and then always have the connector line of your introduction. So this is the introduction. You have to start from the introduction, like right. So always give a connecting line between your introduction and body, so that the flow can be made, right? So as UPI continues to evolve, new features such as UPI Lite, UPI Circle, UPI Autopay, RuPay credit card on UPI and UPI One World have been introduced to address persistent gap in accessibility, ease of use, transaction speed and payment diversity. Okay, so you have told that okay, these are the new features that have been introduced to address various gaps that are present in the system right now. Then you can start with your body, and you can start write the line that okay, the following are the most important, or the following are the very important new innovations in the UPI, or the following are the features of UPI. First is UPI Lite. So you have to write about the UPI Lite. We have discussed about the UPI Lite. I have given you various lines about the UPI Lite. So you can just write a few lines about the UPI Lite, 2 or 3 lines, and then you can write the benefits of UPI Lite. The benefits can be very short, or the benefits can be just the phrases can be there in the benefits, so that you in the less words you are able to summarize everything. Okay, so the most important points you have to write about the UPI Lite, that why the UPI Lite was launched for the low value transactions, the limits you can tell because the data points when you write and when the facts you write, so that gives the idea to the examiner that okay, you have the knowledge about the facts. Then you can write about the benefits of the UPI Lite. Then UPI circle, again write about the UPI circle, okay, and write about the main benefits of the UPI circle. That is the idea. UPI tap and pay, we have discussed about the UPI tap and pay. I have provided you the material in the previous slides, so you just have to write about the feature. So always remember that the question has asked, it's not only the benefits that you have to write, it is the feature. Discuss the distinct yet complementary features. So you have to discuss the features and then you have to discuss about the benefits. Okay, so this is the idea. So discuss about the features, the distinct features, and then discuss about the benefits. So again, I have given you with each and every like here you can see with each and every feature I have told you the benefits also. With each and every feature I have given you the advantages or benefit, feature and benefit. So using these points you can write your answer. Okay, so this is the answer, this is the body part. Now if the question comes, let's say the question is of 10 marks, so you have to write 400 words. Okay, so you can only write 4 most important features. If the question is of 15 marks, 600 words, then you can write 6 features. If you are not able to remember 6 features, write 5 features. Okay, this is the idea. So write about the UPI autopay and its benefit, RuPay credit card on UPI and its benefit, UPI for NRIs or UPI One World and its benefits. So this is the idea. Now coming to the conclusion. These innovations, see, conclusion is about UPI. So UPI is a great system of our country, so give a positive conclusion. Okay, you can give way forward that okay, still there are a lot of areas, or there are like the far off areas that can be reached through the UPI, and the RBI has been taking various steps to provide the access of the UPI to the people of the country, do the financial inclusion through the UPI, but still there are certain areas and there are certain demography, or there are certain part of the population that do not have the access to UPI, but it can be improved through new innovations that can come through the RBI regulatory sandbox. Okay, so you can give a way forward, but here directly you can give the conclusion also. Okay, so these innovations make UPI more inclusive. So the question is about the innovations, right? The question is about the features. So the conclusion should be about the features. So these innovations make UPI more inclusive, flexible and future ready, catering to a wide spectrum of users and pushing India closer to becoming a truly cashless and digitally empowered economy. Each of these innovations, they play a distinct role, yet collectively they enhance the usability, reach and robustness of the UPI. By addressing different users' needs and transaction contexts, they position UPI as not just a national success, but a globally relevant digital payment model. Here you can also write a line that the UPI is getting accepted in various different countries like Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan and such and such. So try to understand that here the conclusion has to be in the positive direction, because the question was in a positive direction. Okay, and the conclusion should always be in a positive direction. Even if you are criticizing, that should be a positive criticism. Okay, the way forward, if you want to give a way forward, that can be given, that still there are various areas that can be reached through the UPI system, as the UPI system is a very powerful system in the country. Like this, there can be a way forward. Now the answer blueprint, always there should be a, like, first you have to find the keywords in the question, the subtopics in the question, and then write the introduction. Always have a connecting line between the introduction and the body. Then write the body. There can be like in the body, see here the question was about the features, the innovations. You had to explain the innovations and then you had to tell the benefits. So what pattern I have adopted is I have given the feature like the UPI Lite, and with that I have given the benefit of UPI Lite. I've given the feature, benefit, feature, benefit. You can have the you can write the body in the form that you are writing features first, and after that you are writing the benefits. Okay, so you can do in that manner also, but always use the pointers. That is good. Now the conclusion can be directly the conclusion, the positive statements that you are giving, or it can be a mix of the conclusion and the way ahead. Okay, or you can just write the way ahead in the answer. So this is the idea. This is the blueprint. Now this is also your homework question, because I have given you a lot of material that you can use for your objective part of the examination, that you can use for your descriptive part of the examination. So I have given you a lot of material. Now this material that is given in the session, that you can use to write your own answer. Because the words that I have used, maybe you have better words to write, maybe you have some different words to write, maybe you are articulating the answer in a different manner. So write your own answer, and there is the free evaluation that you will get if you answer within 48 hours. So do answer in the comment section below, okay, and write the answer in 600 words. So this is the question that is for your free evaluation. Write the answer in 600 words, and let's see that how many of you are able to write the answers now after getting the material about the matter. How was the session, everyone? So it was my first session. I was taking this kind of descriptive session for the first time, but I hope you enjoyed the session, and I will be bringing such topics that are quite in news recently, or they are directly related to the finance topic. Okay, tomorrow on Tuesday at 10 a.m. you have Finance 360-degree session with me. Now this session is going to be very important, because in this we are going to discuss the revised economic capital framework that the RBI has released. And let me tell you that the economic capital framework, this is one of the most important framework of the Reserve Bank of India, because according to this framework the RBI maintains the capital buffers, and according to this framework the surplus is transferred from the RBI to the Government of India. So this has been revised. So you can understand that the contingent buffer system that the RBI uses, that has been changed. There is a major update and major changes that have been brought. So this is a very big update. That's why I am telling you that do not miss this session. We are going to discuss about the revised economic capital framework. That is very important from your examination point of view, especially at this point of time. This becomes very important. So this is it. Thank you everyone, and do write in the comment section below that I hope you like the session. So do tell me in the comment section below. And you can also advise me that which topic I can take next. Thank you everyone. I enjoyed taking this session. It was new for me. I hope you enjoyed the session with me. Thank you everyone. And do write the answers. It will get evaluated if you answer within 48 hours. And do use the opportunity. Okay.